Bet the Rams at like 3.5 or 4.
Hey there, what's going on? Welcome to the Stokastic.com NFL Showdown Strategy Show. First look edition. Thanksgiving Day football. Ooh, we got 3 games. The best time of year is back. Only happens once a year that we're getting the Thursday 3-game slate. I'm Dave Loughran at Lafy_D on Twitter, LOUGHY_D. Joined by Ben Rasa, as always, kicking off the week on a Tuesday. Find him at JazzRaz DFS. How we feeling, brother?
I feel good. I've been having a real good betting stretch. Not really in the NFL, but in just life. So that's always fun. This is I think like the defining point of the NFL season. We get this 3-game slate. We get Thanksgiving. There's big contests. Everyone gathers and watches football. A lot of casuals. Not that the NFL needs it because it's a huge DFS sport anyway. What's not to like? It's a great time, and we got 3 games to tackle.
Nothing worse than going to houses that like just have very unpleasant viewing setups for football.
I have no viewing setup. How crazy is that?
What does that mean?
So go to my parents, and then we go to May's side, and they're normal people, but they just don't watch football on Thanksgiving. Like how that it just doesn't make sense. Even if you didn't like sports, that's just like ingrained in Thanksgiving. You're
telling me so. All right, so like, what is her dad into? Like, what type?
No, he's not like I'm not saying he's a huge sports fan, but he's not a sports fan. Like if I said, who's Josh Allen? He would say the quarterback of the Bills.
Okay. So you don't walk in on Thanksgiving and he's like sitting there with the TV off, knitting a blanket.
Not at all. Like, he's not living in, he's not like the Ravza clan where it's just like full. Like I got a text this morning. I wake up it's just a text from my mother and it says, wow, what a game. It's like 6:30 in the morning. I have no idea what she's talking about. She was talking about Saudi Arabia. Like, and I'm like, oh, that's what she meant.
Oh, your mom's on your parents are on the complete, like,
yeah, they're gambling
far
like
side of the spectrum.
But it's equally disturbing that you're like, I don't care if you don't like sports. Thanksgiving, you got to turn on the TV.
So, like, does your dad watch a lot of football?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is he a fan of any team or a fan of betting? Like, what about your mom? Do they have loyalty to a team?
Not really. I'd say my mom roots for the Jets, but my dad, I think, just roots against the Jets to spite her. But seriously though, I've said this 3 times now. How do you not have Thanksgiving ingrained in football, even in the background? Like, let's not get crazy. It's
part of the holiday.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's like not having a turkey when you sit down for dinner.
I mean, I don't like turkey, but I respect people that you should probably have it. Yeah.
You should still have the turkey.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, turkey, stuffing. I've told you this before, but until I met my wife, I had never had the sausage stuffing before. And when I first tried it, I first saw it, I was like, I don't think I'm going to like this. Now, I don't want anything else. It's the greatest thing on earth, man.
You, like 2 or 3 years ago, you mentioned that to me. Game changer.
It's awesome, right?
Yeah, it's real good.
It's so good.
Yeah, the parade. See, this is why I love this chat. If football's not on TV, what is the alternative? The parade. That's true. And that parade's a Ponzi scheme. I can't stand the parade. Not a fan of the parade.
Parades in general are just
parades are real bad.
Imagine being at stand. It's almost as bad as New Year's, where at least you're doing something mildly productive and entertaining, but people going out there in like cold winter days to prance around, it's not for me. It's not for me. I can respect it, but not for me.
No, I don't respect parades. I'm sorry. I don't like parades.
I make a mean mashed potatoes though, and I'm disappointed because I'm not the one making them this year, and I'm just preparing for disappointment. Make some sweet potato mash. Oh my God. It'll knock your dick off, man.
Oh, yeah, wow. That seems intense.
Yeah. It's good stuff. You're not a mashed potatoes guy?
Yeah, like mashed potatoes, not sweet potatoes though. Not
mashed sweet potatoes are unreal. The trick is just you got to put some sour cream in there with the butter. Okay. Yeah. Do you like the mashed potatoes all lumpy or real creamy?
I mean, I prefer neither extreme, but I would be more on the creamy side.
Yeah, me too. Okay.
Yeah, that's obviously the answer.
It is definitely. Some people
deviled
like them,
eggs.
like they're
what
eating
the hell
eggs,
is that?
Like they're eating potato salad. It's gross.
What's deviled eggs?
What?
Well, it's in the chat. It says deviled eggs.
No, I'm saying that to you. You don't know what deviled eggs are?
No.
Yes, you do.
Oh, I know what that is.
Okay. So here's what you do. You hard boil an egg, right?
Yes, we're already beyond my expertise, but okay.
You scoop the yolk out, you mash the yolk up. You can do a bunch of things. Paprika, you gotta have some mustard in there, mayonnaise, and then you scoop it back into the egg. They're I love deviled eggs.
I don't understand. Why not just add mustard to a hard boiled egg then?
No, you gotta have the kind of mashed up creamy yolk.
You're just all about mash. You just want to mash up mashed potatoes, mashed
Dude, you've
eggs.
never heard of deviled eggs.
I'm not saying I've never heard of it. I'm just, man, maybe I haven't heard of it. I was gonna say, I don't think I've ever heard of that.
If there's one meal, and by the way, happy to have you guys with us as always. Happy almost Thanksgiving. If there's one side or anything on Thanksgiving, you're going around the table, right? Like traditional Thanksgiving dinner, you see it and you're just like, pass every time. Don't let it touch my plate. Is there anything?
Yeah, the jelly thing.
The
cranberries. Thing that looks like a slinky, like I have zero ties. Like no. Not a fan. I also don't, I don't eat turkey on Thanksgiving. I'm going out this week. Or Thursday. I'm going to steakhouse. Get a nice little, we're going to a steakhouse. I went executive decision this year.
I thought you're going to May's parents.
So that's what we do every year. By the grace of God, they're in North Carolina. So yeah, it's just my side this year. My parents don't cook, so we're going to a good steakhouse. So it'll be nice.
Your parents don't cook
I mean, they could get a turkey. Even I could do that, but no, we're going out this year.
Okay. Has your mom ever did she ever when you were a kid? Would you get takeout every day when you were a kid?
Yeah, we've gone down this
No,
path.
you haven't told me this. Hold on. I know that's what you do now. So when
Where
you
do you
were a
think I got
kid,
it from?
all right, what
I'm
about
an only
lunch?
child
Like,
too. Don't
what
forget.
about when you'd go to school? What would you bring for lunch?
Usually a sliced pizza.
Really?
Yeah.
So like, did your mom ever make you like a peanut butter and jelly
Yeah,
sandwich?
peanut butter and jelly for sure. That
Okay.
definitely was a staple.
Okay. But like, let's just say Monday through Friday. And I don't care if you guys aren't interested in this. This is interesting. So like I don't think you understand how unique of a situation this is.
I'm not saying it's not unique. I am someone, I mean, I got a lot of different problems, but I don't mind repetition in food, in stuff. So when I watch TV,
Me neither. I'm a creature of habit. I order the same meal when I go out to breakfast every Saturday. I order eggs Benedict with a chocolate chip pancake.
All right, so that's over the top.
No, that's what I get with well done home fries.
Okay.
And a chocolate milk.
Okay.
I go all out, dude.
Yeah, Jesus. Death row meal every Saturday.
Eat healthy throughout the week, and then Saturday I gorge.
Well, I'm trying to get to that level. Yeah,
I'm a creature of habit too. I didn't mean to cut you off, but what I'm saying is, like, all right, Monday through Friday for dinner, and you're an only child, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be your mom, your dad, and you. What would like a normal Monday through Friday dinner look like?
You know, we'd get pizza.
Okay, that's one day.
So that's Monday, probably Wednesday, maybe Friday. No, so yeah, you got pizza. We go to shout out to Blazers, real good like burger joint.
Okay.
You got that. Probably do like some type of fish, you know, like a salmon or like crab cakes.
You'd buy that? Your mom wouldn't make that.
No, you just buy it. Supermarket. Like we got gourmet supermarkets.
But I'm saying, like, would she put it in the oven?
Yeah, I think but it'd be cooked.
Right. Oh, okay. So she heat it up.
Yeah, heat it up.
Okay.
Like, trying to think what else we used to do. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure like chicken or Mexican food.
Right,
Like,
okay. So nothing.
We're not going to like McDonald's. We're not. There was never like fast food.
No, I didn't assume that. I never.
Not a big.
That. Maybe some like spaghetti and meatball one day.
No. Oh yeah, so Chinese food. Back in the day, like all the Chinese restaurants closed down around here. But when I was a kid, when I lived with my parents, yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. I was just curious. That is fascinating to me.
Steak. You know, the one thing, this is the last thing, then I can complain about the team because I want to talk about.
Oh yeah, we got to get into this.
We got to get some of these teams
for sure.
Occasionally, especially in the summer, we definitely would do some grilling.
Okay.
So that kind of counts. I mean, I'm not going next to that death trap, but people do grill in my family.
So like the idea of propane grills you wouldn't cook on a propane grill?
I don't go near anything where one false move, the house just explosion.
No, come on. You're acting crazy.
No, I mean, what are you going to do? It's still.
Although I told you a few months ago, I had that very strange dream where I came over to your house for a barbecue and met your parents and your dad was grilling.
Yeah, that could have happened.
Very odd. Very odd that I would, because I've never met you.
You should come on up.
Well, I met him in my dream, but yeah, he was grilling.
Yeah,
he was grilling.
Grill hot dogs underrated. I agree with all this. So let me ask you this.
Please.
Week 11.
Mm-hmm.
We did the Odd Shopper show. Seemed like you were mostly on top of things. It seemed like you were primed to have a pretty good week. Is that what actually happened? Sometimes it doesn't line up. Yeah,
needed to bounce back for sure. Week 10 was some tough spots, right? Like Chicago didn't get there. We talked about it. A bunch of teams just didn't get there. Yes, and it was kind of an easy one in the sense that, like, you and I talked about it on the Odd Shop. The Minnesota or the Dallas Cowboys. The line was begging people to take Minnesota. It just felt like that game where Dallas wins. Same with Detroit. I actually had Detroit money line, which was nice.
That is
Chargers. Nice. We both smashed the Niners yesterday. Felt like the easiest spot of the week.
Easy.
And I had the Patriots, which I lucked out on, but sometimes you need a little luck to go your way. we'll talk about Zach Wilson, but the one spot that got me, and I pushed on Chicago, by the way, but the one spot that got me, the Broncos. Why do we do this to ourselves?
I have been good about that, but I got sucked back in.
Yeah, you did.
Because of the Raiders. Because the Raiders are so bad, I thought that the Broncos could overcome that, but they couldn't because they had everything that they needed, and they still lost the game. And they lost the game not because of anything besides their own user error. That's the killer. They literally, typical Broncos. Russell Wilson, I don't know if you watched the game, but first of all.
Oh, I did.
They have no timeouts. It's third down. You want to throw it and try to end the game. That's great. Everyone in the world knows if you don't have it, you just take the sack. You just slide and you run 40 seconds off. He makes the attempt to throw it to the guy holding the big orange chain thing. Like, good job. Then they have enough time to go down and kick the field goal. Then they left Devontae Adams 30 yards in the clear. I'm not sure what that was.
In my opinion, I hope it was just the Broncos defense quitting in protest.
They should quit.
Dude, that defense is so good. They get zero help every single week. Every single week they get. It's the best defense in the league in terms of points per game allowed. They have the worst offense in terms of points scored. Can you imagine how frustrating that's got to be for the defense?
Yeah, I mean, I had Sutton in some huge spots and he did not come through. And then Pollard ended my soul. But I just don't understand. Yeah, then they cut Melvin Gordon. Another.
Yeah, that's going to help.
I know. They're like, oh, well, Hackett relinquished play call. You know what he should relinquish? Coaching duties is the word you're looking for. Just relinquish your job.
Hang it up, man. It's a wrap. Over. It's over. It's
the stupid thing, though, and you can check the tape. It was over in week 2. We already knew this was going to happen. It's over. When he gets fired in like 2024, you could have saved 2 years of this because it's not going to end well.
He won't be there after this year. He won't. There's no way. And the only reason I went back to him this week was because it's over for the Raiders too. Yet
100%.
Yeah, they still figured it out. But look, the Giants kind of are who we thought they are. It's only one game. There's a lot of parity in the NFL. Upstart Lions on a 3-game win streak, baby. How about that?
And these are teams that are Thursday games. Like,
I know. It's kind of exciting. But no, the Giants, Jamal Williams has 12 touchdowns on the year. He has 5 multi-touchdown games. Half of the games he's played are multi-touchdown games. The Giants just aren't very good, though. And we saw that. I mean, the Jets might bench Zach Wilson, which is insane. Probably warranted, too. He's played terrible football. The Packers went back to their losing ways. The Vikings, who were 8-1. God, I found it so funny. Vikings fans, not all of you guys, but they have become insufferable this season. And when the Eagles lost on Monday Night Football, I get all these, Eagles are frauds. Eagles. You know why you don't call a team a fraud in the NFL, Ben? Because with the level of parity, the next week your team can come out, get shit on 40-3 at home, and have their starters out in the third quarter. That's why you don't. Because the Vikings, who hadn't won a game definitively all season, and coincidentally, their only loss came against the Eagles back when they got smoked in Monday Night Football in front of everybody to see, just got demolished by the Dallas Cowboys.
It was. Oh, wow. Look at that.
A little drop there. Hey, not a Cowboys fan. Get that shit out of here.
I
was happy to see them knocked off the pedestal a little bit out there in Minnesota.
I just really didn't need Tony Pollard to do that. That was a problem. Expensive problem.
I made up for it a little bit, not only because I played him in all the afternoon slates, but he was still 30% there. So if main slate, I didn't have Tony Pollard.
Yeah, because Pierce had 6 yards.
Is that what he finished with?
Yeah, I think he had 8 yards.
Oof.
It was bad. It was rough. And like I said, some of these teams on the Thursday slate, I don't have anything else that I can think of Zach. Oh yeah, the last thing I wanted to say, and he's already been buried by everyone else, so I might as well pile on. Zach Wilson, as bad as he played, that was one of the dumbest press conferences I've ever seen, ever. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't. It
was just to give him a layup. Every quarterback knows this. They're just like, you scored 3 points. Your defense only let up 3 points. Do you felt like the offense let them down? You always say like, yeah, we need to do more. He's just, no. That's what he said. No. Good answer, buddy.
Wilson did?
Yeah. Direct quote. No.
Well.
No, there's no well.
There is a well.
No well.
Stupid question. It's a stupid question.
Oh, yeah, it's not the smartest question, but you just take every quarterback takes, like, Derek Carr goes to he apologizes for other teams' losses. Like, he's apologizing for the Broncos half the time. Like, he takes it on for the whole league. Just take the L.
Oh, for sure. You're right. No, I agree with that. I just hate those questions. It's clearly a leading question.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a layup. You just say, yeah, we have to do more. That's unacceptable.
Right. Yeah, we sucked. Yeah, we sucked.
We will be better because they gave us an opportunity to win. And we didn't take advantage of it, and we know we're better than that.
No doubt. And yeah, John, we'll be there for Thanksgiving, baby. Thanksgiving Day. Full stream, just like it always is. You ready to talk some week 12, little Thanksgiving football here?
Let's get into these games.
All right. Hit that thumbs up, guys. Almost at 50. We got over 200 people watching here. Woo. Yo, you know what? How is the title not say Thanksgiving?
Okay. I was going to DM you for that. Yeah. We got to change that.
Hold on. You know what? Kick me off at quarterback real quick while I do this.
Go ahead. Handle things.
Let me handle some stuff here. And start me with Josh Allen. Remember, they just played at Ford Field on Sunday.
So we only got
staying in Detroit.
And of course, this is just I like to always lead off. I say this every year, but I think it's really important. We normally are dealing with 12 games, 14 games, 13 games, or 1 game showdown. Very rarely, unless you're playing like the afternoon slate or something, are you dealing with 3 games like this. So we have 6 quarterbacks to choose from. Of course, we're not playing showdown. And this is where you don't get pivots. Like, you either play Josh Allen or you save multiple $1,000, salaries. The other quarterbacks are all within $1,000 of each other. So when you're making these decisions, I think it's a fascinating build to kind of look at it, because you don't have the old, like, do I pay $8K for Josh Allen or do I pay $7,800 for Jalen Hurts? It's not like that. There's no other pivots in that range. So if you play Josh Allen, who I think it's a fair question in chat, chime in here. Is Josh Allen still hurt? He had 3 carries for 7 yards. He had 27 attempts. He wasn't horrible, but he doesn't look great. I'm not sure I want to pay $8K, but there's not exactly great options behind him on this slate.
Yeah. For sure. And I'm truly worried about the same thing here. Like I said, could some of that have been just an insanely weird, tumultuous week with them not leaving until Sunday after? I'm sure that messes with their routine a little bit, right? And these guys, like you said, creatures of habit, no doubt. But I'm not sure he's 100% either. Now, they still got the win. They still scored 31 points in that game. But you're someone that's been saying, you're someone that's saying that the Lions defense can't remain as bad as they were. Now, you're not saying they're going to be elite, obviously, but they do look like they've shown some improvement lately. The problem is, I'm not really sure how much that matters on a 3-game slate for Thanksgiving.
It's a different type of slate. B, they've shown some improvement. Yes. They also have played the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
They gave up 30 points to the Bears. I'm not sure there was a lot of improvement in that game. They played Green Bay, who's got issues.
True.
And then there was before that, it was a disaster. So, like, I'm not sure how much. This is the Bills inside. Like, and now the Bills, I think the harder part, and I know we're doing positions, the Bills they got Naheem Hines to unlock James Cook. And we'll talk about that in a second. If you pay for Josh Allen, I feel like you need to feel confident in his rushing upside. Like, are you going to play an 8K Josh Allen and say he's going to give me 10 yards on the ground? If I knew that was the case, I would play these cheap quarterbacks and live with the result.
So that's kind of the issue here. At quarterback, you've got Cousins against New England. Not a particularly good spot. That New England defense looks pretty good. Granted, I understand they face Zach Wilson. That's not lost on me. But they now on the season, Ben, have the number 1 pass defense DVOA in the league. That's interesting. That defense is good. Daniel Jones against Dallas, number 2 pass defense DVOA, one of the best pass rushes. That could become a little troublesome there. Shit, man, I'm honestly considering getting some Mac Jones this week. I mean,
man.
Well, it's bad. Okay, look, you have Cousins against New England. You have Daniel Jones against Dallas. Jared Goff against Buffalo. Okay.
I played Goff before I played Mac Jones.
You have to in a 53.5 point total. Yes. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm not saying, it's a 53.5 point total for sure. But like Dak Prescott, even you look at them, they're putting up these monster numbers. He's been fine. Like he's been, I'd say, you know what, for 6,200, he's been all right. He's been fine. They just, as well as I do, they love running Zeke 3 times inside the 5. If you get there, it's Zeke, right? Or Pollard, but mostly Zeke. If we were to rank them, it's probably for me, Allen, Prescott. Allen, Prescott, and then Goff over Cousins and Jones and Daniel and Mac Jones.
Allen, Prescott, Goff, Jones, Cousins, Mac Jones. That's how I'd do it.
So I think I might put. Now
you're probably Cousins last.
No, because he's so close in price to Mac Jones. That's the thing. They've intentionally priced these guys to where you can play them. You know what I mean? If this was a normal week and you've got Kirk Cousins at 6,200 and Mac Jones is 51, I probably go, all right, I'll play Dak. And if I have to play all the way down, I'll go to Mac Jones. I don't know, man. This Minnesota defense does not impress me. The offense for New England sucks ass. But this Minnesota secondary is not good either.
Mac Jones, the problem with Mac Jones, he's a 0 in rushing. So you have no out there. Volume can be an issue. It's just like I'm not sure. Yeah. Man, all right. There's some love for Mac Jones there.
What are you saying?
Chad is on the Mac Jones train.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are just and then a lot of other people laughing at the idea. I get it. I get both. I understand both. I guess I'm just trying to play this out in my head, right? You look at these games. Larry said Mac looked like shit against the Jets last week. He looks like shit every week, dude. But I guess what I'm saying is let's say that Josh Allen isn't 100%, right? And we get another one of these kind of modest games from him. And then it's very possible that all of these other quarterbacks finish in the 17 to 20 fantasy point range.
Mm-hmm.
Does that matter though? Because below Dak, they're all so closely priced. That's what I'm trying to figure out here.
I think for me, it's a binary decision. You play Josh Allen or you don't. And if you don't, I don't see a huge discrepancy on what you do.
That's where I'm at as well.
Yeah. It's more, are you going to have an extra $2,800 to $2,500 to allocate it to skill position players? Because like even Daniel Jones, I think now we're going to get to them. They got a lot of issues. He should be running for his life. And if he gets sacked 10 times, I don't really care as long as he gets 10 more carries where he doesn't get sacked. And I think against Dallas, we saw this once already. He's going to be running all over the place.
Dude, I will absolutely have Daniel Jones, Dallas Cowboys defense lineup.
Yes.
No doubt about it. Right? Yeah. Like I'm not forcing that, but
that's fine this week.
No issues with it. But yeah, look, I'm not saying I'm excited about Mac Jones. I'm just trying to put this in context, Ben. Not a lot of good quarterback play on this slate at all. I mean, it's ugly. And it makes it even more difficult because you have Josh Allen and we don't know if he's 100%.
It's super difficult. And just, when you start to build, you're going to, like, I want Diggs and Jefferson and, give me this guy. You need that money. It really helps to not use Josh Allen. Obviously, the tools here at Stokastic are going to tell some of the tale. When the ownership solidifies, I want to see the top stacks because maybe it emerges, and I think you would agree. If Mac Jones is the New England stack's 1% owned and the Goff stack is 20% owned, I will roll the dice. I don't think there's a big difference between them.
Yes, agree. Well, and another reason too is with the Goff stack, you're outside of Amon-Ra St. Brown, you can't confidently play DeAndre Swift right now. He's not touching the ball a lot, and he's not. Honestly, DeAndre Swift should probably be 4,800 in a spot like this. I guess 56 is fine, but it's not great. DJ Shark wasn't targeted a single time or one target in his return. Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, and then the tight end situation is what, Brock Wright and like James Mitchell. So if you're looking at this and you're going, yeah, but who the hell do I stack New England with? Well, yeah, outside of St. Brown, it's not like you have an embarrassment of riches either. Jacoby Myers is still somebody that can have himself a game. We'll talk about this at tight end. You're going to have to consider, you guys can laugh at this all you want. It just means you haven't looked at the slate fully yet. You're going to have to consider guys like Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, who both get red zone targets, assuming the team gets there. Tight end is bad. So it's just the way it is on a 3-game slate.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Now, I don't know when's the right time to ask this. Probably right now. That's why I'm going to do it. Because we know this is going to happen. I've been playing DFS for quite a while. I've never made it past the Lions game. Who is the Lion that's going to score that we're just like, I didn't know he was on the team? Because there's going to be one of those.
It's every year. You're right. It's every year. And just to throw this out, Atomic Bomb Mother had a great comment. He said, Daniel Jones has appeal. No, that wasn't it. Where is it? Oh, I will go with Josh Allen. This way I can stop caring after the first game if he bombs. Traditions are important. You couldn't be more accurate. I'll just chase heavy in the showdowns. I know how this works.
I'm talking James, here we go. Justin Jackson. That's a perfect.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, was that Jamal Williams? Nope. Was it Swift? Nope.
Yep.
It's Justin Jackson.
Or it'll be like Shane Zylstra, 2 targets, 2 touchdowns at tight end.
Like, I'll just tell you, because I already know how this ends. What's going to happen is the Lions are going to get the ball. They're going to drive down. St. Brown will be open in the end zone. He will be tackled. It will be pass interference on the 1. And then they will convert, and it'll just be like an eligible lineman type touchdown to start Thanksgiving. That when there's pass interference in the end zone at JazzRaz DFS, tweet me, because that's going to happen. St. Brown will be tackled in the end zone, and they will get the ball at the 1, and someone stupid will score.
Listen, that would suck, but it would be better if it's a lineman, at least because it doesn't.
And he's 70% owned, because you're like, I didn't think he was in the pool, but everyone else knew. Like,
right, he's listed as a running back, but he just plays left tackle.
Yep, he was that pay down option.
It's doable. Someone said Tom Kennedy. Yeah, Stokastic CEO Tom Kennedy. That could definitely be one. Stanley Berryhill played.
Now we're talking. These are the type of guys, unplayable.
Stanley Berryhill played 4% of snaps last week. Now I like him. I always have, but I didn't.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you like his earlier work? Yeah, that's that guy.
No, listen. What I'm saying is, I think he has good pedigree. I've been called Arizona, dude. You know that I've been screaming from the rooftops for this guy to get more snaps for the past year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Arizona. I know who this guy is.
Yeah, of course you do.
No, I know. I mean, you've always. First thing you ever told me was Stanley. Remember the name, Stanley Berryhill.
Said, good to know. Put in the Berry. Yeah.
I don't even know if he's on the team anymore, but don't let that get in the way. Like, I think he might have been relegated, but that's fine.
I've never heard of him in my life. He's on the practice squad.
I remember him a little bit from college, but not
solid name though.
Not bad.
Stanley Berryhill.
Yeah, B plus.
It's good. It's Stanley Berryhill. Anyway, big game from the old Berry this week. All right, let's talk about running. I think we did a pretty good job of contextualizing quarterback because it's not fun or easy this week.
No, you have to, again, I can't stress it enough. It's not showdown where like you do things that don't even make sense, but it's not 14 games either where you have to be so fine with your, like, you're going to have to do some weird correlations and play some guys that you say, I don't even like this guy, but the opportunity cost, he can do enough. Raw points are really important. It's a lot different than a full slate.
Yep. All right, running backs. Let's get into it. Yo, did you know what's crazy? Dallas used to just crush teams on Thanksgiving. Since 2010, and I didn't find this at no ESPN stats and info.
Aton told you.
No, I decided to actually look this one up myself. They play all home games, right, on Thanksgiving.
Always.
Right? So you would think that since over the last 12 years that they wouldn't be 4-8 with a minus 88 point differential.
No, you wouldn't. But when I think about Thanksgiving, it's always like Dallas as a 9-point favorite over like the Raiders. And it's like, oh man, it's 3-0. Like they'll get it together. Oh wow, it's 10-0 and there's 3 minutes left. Like, well, the game ended.
Yeah. But I'm saying that
is shocking.
Minus 88 point differential on Thanksgiving, all home games since 2010, 4-8. All of that is just to say that I kind of like the Giants getting 9 points here. And I'm not a big Giants fan. I know you aren't either. Like we've been saying all year, how do they keep doing this? 9 points in a divisional game on a short week with a pretty low total kind of seems like a lot, right?
Yeah, that's just a tough spot. Now, I do think a huge benefit for Dallas, like
defensive line, the pass rush.
Yeah, they've got serious advantages there. I think a kind of an ancillary advantage is that they you don't get many like pull the starter games. Like their starters were watching. Like they were able to gear down off a short week. Like that really helps. Still though, I think when you look at running back, I'm not gonna say it's the same as Josh Allen, but Saquon, he's $8,000. It feels like most people are not going to try to spend up considering he had 22 yards rushing against Detroit last week.
Yeah.
I mean, how?
I know, but that was, I think, shocking, right? 15 for, you're talking about Barkley, right?
Yeah.
15
just no
for 22.
Success.
15 for 22. Oof. But how do you not go back to Barkley in some capacity this week?
I don't think people are going to. I mean,
really?
Listen, it's all relative. Like Saquon's not going to be 3% owned. I don't think he's going to be like overwhelmingly popular. I don't.
Okay. This is one of those spots where I think I will probably, if that is the case, I think I will overload on Saquon Barkley.
See, like and I think most people, this to me seems like the Dalvin Cook spot. You're not going to get both of them.
It's a tough spot for Cook, but yeah, there's not a lot of other top tier guys on the slate.
But it's just like, unless you're saying, and I don't think this is crazy to say, but it's a tough spot for the pass catchers. And Dalvin, like, do you think that the Vikings are just going to have no success offensively? Because like they're going to have to attack New England in some fashion.
No, I think they'll still move the football. I think that, are they going to have a repeat of last week? No, of course not. I'm not saying that.
No.
But I don't think this is going to be some shootout. I mean, 42.5 point total in this game, right? Lowest on the 3-game Thanksgiving slate. They have a 22.5 implied total. Not bad. Basically the same implied total as the Lions. So no. I don't think that at all. I still like Dalvin Cook. I just think the Giants would be idiotic not to do everything they can to get Saquon Barkley more involved. They just lost Wan'Dale Robinson for the year as well. So
yes, they did. I also worry a little bit where like Saquon is now to the point he doesn't need like the deck cleared so he can get more touches. He was already at maximum usage. The Cowboys, their first, second, and third priority should be stopping him. There is nobody else now. Like that, I worry a little about that. Whereas at least you've got Jefferson, you've got Hawkins. Like Dalvin Cook, that was not the problem last week. I know it doesn't mean much because the game was out of hand, but he was rushing great. He just couldn't, sustain it because they geared down 11 for 72. He's coming off a huge game against Buffalo. If he can somehow push to 20 carries in one of these games, Dalvin Cook's going to have a huge day.
He was the lone bright spot.
Yeah, and it wasn't even that bright. It's just bad and bad and bad.
No, I mean from an efficiency standpoint.
Yeah, I mean when you lose 40-3, there's not like a lot of positives.
Yeah, you know what I hate on a site like this is when you have to look at guys like Ramondre Stevenson and Damian Harris, and you know which one. It's funny because Shark Killer, what's up, man? Said, where is this? This is not a showdown slate. It's 3 games. You don't have to go completely R-worded. You just need one lower-owned player. Yeah, I mean, that's what I think. I've played enough Thanksgiving Day slates to know that in theory that makes total sense. And then the winning lineups are always insane.
An 8-man stack and then the defensive against your own stack. And it's like...
You've seen some of the winning lineups on Thanksgiving, though. It can be crazy.
Yes, very crazy. But so I think the thing that's most undervalued with this, crazy, yes, but not crazy players. It's crazy correlations more often than it's not like, holy shit, this guy played like guys I've never heard of. It's like, wow, I actually used all those guys. I just didn't use them in this weird combination where I have 2 receivers from this team and I didn't use the quarterback. Right. Something really odd, but all reasonable plays in a vacuum.
I have no intentions of playing like 2-3 off the wall players in these lineups. You don't need to do that, but you're going to have to consider players like James Cook, whether you want to or not. You're going to have to.
That's the biggest problem on the slate.
Well, I'm telling you right now, man, last game was not a blowout, and James Cook had 13 looks in that game. He had 11 carries for 86 yards. He averaged 7.8 per carry. He didn't haul in either of his 2 targets, but he was targeted twice, again, in a game that through most of it was pretty competitive. You can look down here, and I don't want to skip over all these other guys. We will get there, but you can look down here. You can't play Hines. If you're playing Madison, you're hoping that he gets 1 or 2 of those goal line opportunities. You can't play Breida, Malik Davis. James Cook is the one super cheap running back that actually is beginning to see volume, is a 2nd-round pick. And I think in their eyes, hopefully the back of the future. Singletary's still the guy. Like he still played 72% of snaps last week. And I think Singletary's a strong play, especially if Josh Allen isn't 100%. I don't think you can overlook James Cook here. You have to consider him if you need value saved somewhere.
Singletary still got his. I know you just said that. Like it's a weird situation. They just ran a lot more. They also brought in Hines so he could rush for -8 yards. I'm not really sure what the point of doing that was, but I guess that works. James Cook is going to be popular. I would really assume people are going to gravitate towards him. Would you not? Yeah. Cheap value, great total. You could play how often can you play the Dalvin James Cook brother combo?
Ooh.
Come on.
Well, and sure. And if he ends up being chalky, then I have no problem. I think
he's going to be chalky.
Okay, then I have no problem getting away. I don't know if he's going to, I'm not confident he's going to be chalky. We'll see.
We had a couple good questions. How much can you leave on the table for the 3-game slate? This is one, I always like to look for upgrades, but I think you can leave some money definitely on the table. If you're leaving $500, $600, $700, I think that's no big deal.
Okay.
Even more, honestly.
I think you can too. And that's one way that you can get different without being crazy as well.
Yep.
The New England backfield is always frustrating because let this not be lost on anybody. Ramondre Stevenson's going to be on the field a lot more than Damian Harris at this point. Okay. 78% of snaps last week, 24% for Damian Harris. So that it's two-man backfield. No one else saw a single snap. Ramondre Stevenson, though, is now, considerably higher priced than Damian Harris. This is one of those spots where you go, yep, I should have seen the 2-touchdown Harris game coming, and now I have none of them.
This guy is on the short list of peak Thanksgiving shenanigans because and people could disagree, and people are probably more tuned into the situation than me. I view it just as a volume issue. Like, I think that Damian Harris is very, very efficient. I think he's a player. If you told me he was going to get a lot of the work, I think he would perform well. It's not like Stevenson is running laps around him. He got a couple targets, but you're going to need more than 10 touches at 55.
Yeah. I know. I'm just saying that these maybe I'm just rattled from all the other Thanksgiving slates. I'm just going through all the scenarios in your head that are unlikely but end up happening. You know what I mean?
I mean, how popular do you think Tony Pollard's going to be?
Oh, I don't think he's going to be insanely chalky.
Really?
You think he will?
Yeah.
I mean,
highest owned player on the slate.
He had a long touchdown reception last game, right?
Yes.
He had 2 receiving touchdowns last game. If he's the highest player on the slate, I would imagine I will be underweight on Tony Pollard.
I probably will too, but man, it's not easy to fill. You need 2 or 3 running backs.
Mm-hmm.
I got like 0.75 right now. Like, I really don't feel great about this.
It's just one of those things where, like last week, okay, Zeke still had double the red zone carries as Tony Pollard. They both did have 2 inside the 5, but you're still talking about Zeke, who was the only one that scored at the goal. He had 2 goal line touchdowns last week. Like, this could very easily be another situation where if Tony Pollard, let me put it to you this way. There's definitely the possibility that Tony Pollard, given that Zeke is back, even though Zeke didn't play a ton of snaps, got a lot of high value opportunities though. There's a very good possibility that all the touchdowns go to Zeke in this game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you mentioned it, Tony Pollard, and believe me, I would know because I was sweating out some stuff against Tony Pollard. He caught a 68-yard touchdown. Like, you don't want to start playing this game, but like that's Justin Fields level of just like, well, you're going to break the ceiling if you do that. If he doesn't, it's not, again, a volume thing, but it's more the lack of like, there's just not that much I like at running back. I wish there was more so I could pivot. Even after all this, looking at the running backs, I'm not even high on Pollard, and he might be my favorite back still.
Yeah, I get it. Would you play Pollard and Zeke in the same lineup? There's your ways of getting weird that you're talking about.
Would have worked last week, but I think that's more of an outlier. It's 12,400 to do that. I think it's a little. So I'll say this. I would rather play Singletary and James Cook together.
Okay.
And just say, give me 30 to 35 carries. Hopefully Josh Allen doesn't run and they bludgeon Detroit on the ground. I'd rather do that than play Pollard and Zeke.
Fair enough. What about Jamal Williams? We'll close the running back position.
I mean, I can't.
Let me tell you something insane. Okay. And I know I mentioned this on Sunday, just like the amount of opportunities he's had as a scorer this year, toward near the end zone. He has 19 goal line carries. 19 goal line carries. That is the most in the league by 4. More than Mixon, more than Hurts, more than Derrick Henry, more than 19 goal line carries. 25 inside the 10. That is insane.
They have no weapon. Like Hawkinson's gone. St. Brown's not exactly like a red zone threat per se. He's a great player. It's not like they can't get him the ball. I like this about Detroit. You get to the 1 or 2, they give it to Jamal Williams. And if it doesn't work, they just give it to him again.
Yeah.
Eventually you fall in. Like, that's the Derrick Henry formula. The problem for him is the same problem, for a lot of players like that. It's great when you've won 3 straight. What happens if the Bills cover? What happens if it's a beatdown? Is he suddenly going to get targets? I really don't know if that ever happens.
All right. Dude, I got so into this show that I forgot about PrizePicks.
That's what happens. Don't forget about PrizePicks, though. There's money to be made. Shout out to Eric Lindquist. Eric Lindquist 6-0 on PrizePicks last night in the Discord.
How about that, dude? In the premium Discord, 6-0?
6-0.
Ooh. $100 first match deposit bonus at PrizePicks. Free month of Stokastic Plus Platinum. All you got to do, click the link in the description or the one in chat. That's it. Description, chat, sign up, take advantage of a very cool platform, especially if you're in non-legal betting states. You definitely want to take advantage of it there because you're basically just putting parlays together, except in the case of PrizePicks, if you hit 4 or 5, you still 2x. You 10x if you hit all 5. You still make money back if you hit 3 or 5. That doesn't happen in your traditional books. Ain't getting that. You're just picking props from any sport you want. You can mix them all together in a 3, 4, 5 player lineup. You could do the 4-player power play, 4-prop power play as well, where if you hit all 4, you 10x. A lot of different ways to play it, Ben, but everyone that plays on PrizePicks, especially the ones that aren't in the legal betting states, they seem to love it. It seems to scratch that itch, and you're getting a free month of all of our tools and the deposit bonus.
It's obviously a site that's been growing. I know a lot of people have joined. Again, if your state is dragging their feet, this is the opportunity. And it's just the thing that I really like about PrizePicks. They have categories you cannot find. They have some stuff that's unique where you can cross sport parlays. You're doing weird things. They got fantasy point things. It's just very, very different in that regard. And of course, we've got the tools to help you out. We've got the Discord, and you're getting that month. So take advantage, get the bonus, get the tools, start printing some money.
And fellas, listen up here. Let's just take a single second. Listen up. Ben talks about dragging feet. Ben, what happens if your state isn't dragging their feet, like Maryland? What happens if the World Cup is happening right now and said site wants to just give you $200 to put $10 on any game or any match? Any match.
$200. Talked about it this morning over on the Odd Chopper channel. In case you didn't check that out, though, we'll tell you right now. BetMGM. Link is in the description of this video. No, I say it every time. If you hear the words, because we talk about a lot of promos, and they're all useful. I really believe that. But when you hear the word no-brainer, that is the stop and listen buzzword. No-brainer. Doesn't matter if you know nothing about soccer. It doesn't matter if your team wins or loses by 50, or they don't even score. 10 into 200 at BetMGM. All you got to do is bet a soccer money line as a new user. It's that simple.
That's it. Even if you lose all the free money, you're only down $10. Yeah. You go on monster win streak. You say, hey, look at this bankroll I got for football, basketball, whatever. Links in the description, links in the chat. $10. If MGM is available in your state, take advantage of this pre-game or pre-match money line on anything. Even if it doesn't matter. After the bet settles, you're getting your $200 and you're in business, man. I think they're only going to do this for a couple weeks anyway. So take advantage of it. We'll see you over there. All right. Wide receivers. The top is interesting. DraftKings has appropriately, realigned some of the pricing given that it's a smaller slate. Jefferson 82. I mean, look, Diggs. See, I think Diggs is going to be the most popular player on this slate, but we'll see.
So he could be. I mean, he's going to be very, very popular. He had a pretty quiet game against Cleveland. I don't think that'll deter people. I don't think that only because Justin Jefferson's price has come down now. It's a real decision. It's not like he's 95 and Diggs is flat 8. So some of those shares will go to Jefferson, and then CeeDee Lamb. It seems like wide receiver is going to be the position you really want to spend up on the slate. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely.
Like, I would love two of them.
Me too. Look, Diggs had a weird game last week. I'm not deterred by that whatsoever against Detroit this week. I love Stephon Diggs. I really do. Absolutely love Diggs here. You have St. Brown too. That's interesting because it's not a great matchup, but this is, matter of fact, Ben, I was thinking about this. I meant to mention it to you because you might be able to jog my memory here. But I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but I don't remember the last time this season we've had a 53.5 point total.
Yeah, I mean, that's really up there.
Right? Like we've seen a lot of 49.5s, a lot of 50.5s. I think we've seen 51.
Chiefs Chargers just the other night was high. Not that high though.
No, I think it was like 51. Yeah, 53.5 is a monster total. Really is.
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like that doesn't resonate with me as much because of like, I hear that. Like I did betting you this morning. There's 75 point totals in college football,
Sure.
It's like, 53. But yeah, in the NFL, you simply don't see that. So this is going to be tricky because even like guys are starting to get, I feel like this is the softest pricing on the slate. Like Gabe Davis is only 53. These guys.
That's nuts. That
is interesting to me.
I'll tell you though, like I like Jacoby Myers too. You don't touch Mac Jones, whatever, but Jacoby Myers can still have himself a decent game. I mean, against the Minnesota team that can move the football, right? Because let's not forget about this. You faced the Jets, Indy, in Frank Reich's last game before he was shown the door, and then the Jets again. They allowed 3 and 17 points, and 7 of those points against the Jets were in garbage time. They haven't really needed to throw the football. This could be a little bit different. Whether Mac Jones is good or not, he's not. Jacoby Myers is the clear number one on this team and can see a decent target share. So 5,100, I don't hate Jacoby Myers either. Myers, Davis, St. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Diggs, Jeff. I think all 6 of those guys are squarely in play.
Oh, they're definitely in play. It's just really a question of how many can you get in the lineup. And I agree with Chad. If you don't play Josh Allen, you could get 3 of them in the lineup.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not bad. And then who do you anticipate playing any Giants wide receivers? Because Wan'Dale's gone.
I think Slayton is not exciting, but viable. I do think Slayton is viable. Yes.
I should have mentioned this at the beginning of the show. If you made it this far, though, you're going to get the goods. It has to be. When Kenny Golladay breaks this slate, that is peak Thanksgiving. That is peak Thanksgiving. Former Lion. Come on now.
Yeah. Slayton's going to play almost every snap, though. He is the number one on this team. That's not saying a lot, but he is the number one on this team.
Do you worry about not that Diggs is like a full shadow?
That doesn't bother me at all because for as many amazing plays as Diggs makes, he can always make those mistakes too, which is what you're going to need for Slayton to have, a big game.
I will say Isaiah Hodgkins, he was on the field for 60% of snaps, and that was with Wan'Dale.
Hodgins,
whatever this guy's name is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need a name. Flat 3.
Yeah.
He's Robinson a big dude. He's a talented guy for sure.
I mean, we're looking at Slayton and James and Marcus Johnson played 4 snaps. Kenny Golladay, Isaiah Hodgins. It's ugly. Tony's in Kansas City. Shepard's on the IR. He's done. Wan'Dale Robinson is done. You're right. This is going to end up being that team where one of them does it, and it's gross. And you know what? Let's be honest with ourselves and with the audience here, Ben. Also, can we get to 100 likes? We got over 350. There's 21 of you out there.
We're gonna get to likes.
Yeah, they could be, generous with that clicker finger. The truth is, we have no idea who it's going to be, and we can't really even guess all that well behind Slayton, who I think is still the number one option.
In situations like that, though, if you're gonna gamble on it blindly, and you truly think chance of success is about flat, you got to go to the Stone Min. Like if that guy's 3K and he has just as good chance to randomly pop up, the opportunity cost is huge.
Yeah, but outside of Slayton, the whole team is basically 3K almost.
That's more true than not. I mean, I would say this. I anticipate a lot of people are going to go no Giants, Cowboys defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's because if you don't play Saquon, how many reasonable plays are on the Giants? Saquon, Daniel Jones to a lesser extent, and Slayton.
Yeah. And then it's dart throws. Maybe they'll bring up Khalil Pimpleton.
Oh, yeah. I've been waiting for him to make his mark. Love that guy. Huge fan.
All right. You've been much like me for Berryhill.
You already forgot his name. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Stanley Berryhill. How could I don't forget names that
Khalil Pimpleton,
what?
Former Central Michigan great.
Wait, was he?
Yeah.
Okay,
or one of the directional Michigans for sure. He was also on the Lions at one point.
Okay. The old Pimpleton. Yeah. I mean, Thielen's 4,900, right? Gallup and Noah Brown is dirt cheap. I think Isaiah McKenzie could get some ownership just given the total in this game, right? 32-point implied total for the Bills. I think you could see some Isaiah McKenzie get a little bit of steam here, just given that he's cheap.
I mean, he definitely is going to get a little. I would say that over 50% of his ownership will come with Josh Allen. I don't see him being a popular one-off. Maybe though.
Shark said, Laffy's usually trying to slow the show down. Genius with it. Stop going so fast. We have nothing to do today. I do have stuff to do today.
Busy day.
Listen, we're an hour in for a 3-game slate. Cut us some slack, Shark Killer.
We didn't even talk about astral planes.
Astral projection.
Yeah.
I really wish you would look into that.
I looked into it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, of course. I read multiple books. Turns out it's all bullshit. Pseudoscience, obviously.
You didn't look into shit.
Just like everything you spew. None of that's true.
What? What an insult.
I looked into it. It was just like, yeah, this is all nonsense unless you take a lot of ketamine. Like, well, I don't do that. So we can
definitely have some intense out-of-body experiences falling into a K-hole on ketamine. No doubt.
Yeah, I bet. Again, it's a Goosebumps book situation. Like, if you take ketamine, turn to this page. If you don't, shut the book. That would be step 2.
You know how I know everything you just said is horseshit?
Go on.
Because this isn't Inception. You can't get inside the dream. You have no idea if it really happens or not. They're guessing.
Yeah, it's just like everything else we talk about on this show, not the football part, because those are all stone locks. It's like when people are like, oh, there's aliens. Well, yeah, you can't disapprove it. How am I going to disapprove it?
Disprove it.
Yeah. Well, even the peanut gallery. Okay, we hear you down there. May's yelling at me too. Everyone settle down.
What's she yell at you for?
I don't know. What did I do wrong? I said the wrong word?
It's disprove.
Okay.
Yeah. We know you disapprove.
Yeah, I disapprove strongly.
I'm saying with the astral projection, self-reporting, man.
Yeah, self-reporting. That's what we need.
Ask May if she believes in astral projection.
Do you believe in astral projecting? She doesn't know what that is.
Okay. We'll tell her to take a look. I think she'll be on my side.
We'll have some light reading tonight. Homework project. Big night.
Big night in the Rasa house.
Yeah.
All right. But you do believe the pyramids whoever built the pyramids had some type of intervention from, external beings.
Yeah, it would be like a what is that called? Like a dump truck. What's the truck? What's the one that you can scoop large things?
A front loader, an excavator, a bulldozer?
Bulldozer.
An excavator or a front loader. It's a front loader.
That's not what it's called.
Maybe you're talking about the one that has the thing that scoops it up.
Yeah, the stereotypical thing.
Front loader.
Is that what it's called? No, it's not. I don't understand how I don't know what this word is.
It's not like a bulldozer. It's not a backhoe. It's not a dump truck.
I think I was thinking of backhoe, but it's not. It's like the one, it's like, ah, shit, it's on the side of the road. Tractor? Yeah, I guess maybe just a tractor.
Technically it is, but
whatever. They had one of those.
As a front loader.
What? Maybe they didn't actually. It was in like 500 BC. Obviously they didn't. I reject that logic.
Someone in here that does this type of work knows. Look at you and me sitting in our, like we would know.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
American Hillbilly. I trust you. Said front end.
This guy knows. I respect that.
I was close. Yeah, I was close. All right. Anything else at wide receiver?
No, it seems like the spot that at first glance, I plan to have 4 wide receivers, a lot more than I have 3 running backs.
Yo, remember the show I told you to watch where the guy fortified the bulldozer?
No, I don't remember that at all. Apocalypse, Ancient Apocalypse?
No. Oh, wait, you didn't watch that?
I don't even know what I honestly don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I don't think this was me.
Marvin Heemeyer.
Nope.
You gotta watch the documentary called Tread. TREAD. Dude, Ben, trust me on this. Just trust me on this. It's insane.
What's it on?
I must have told Josh. I told Josh about it.
Yes, you didn't tell me about this.
No. It's you gotta watch this. You have to watch it.
Tread of yeah, this sounds good. American welder goes on a violent rampage. Yeah. Is this true?
Yes. They have footage of him running through an entire town and just destroying all of the buildings in it.
It's like you remember Twisted Metal?
Yeah, sure. Watch Tread. Yeah,
I'll cue that right up. Again, we're gonna have quite a night here. We got astral projecting and we've got Tread to watch.
I don't recommend bad shows.
Okay.
I'm watching one now called 1899. It's like a sci-fi mystery on Netflix where they're on a ship and people just start. Well, I won't tell you all it is, but
and the Titanic. 15 years too early, but
anything else for wide receiver?
No, again, I think that you're going to be probably looking to wide receivers in the flex.
Yeah, most likely. I think McKenzie will be popular. I think Noah Brown gets a little bit of love here. Yeah.
Devontae Parker.
Maybe. I mean, at tight end, I have one clear play at tight end, and it's someone that I've been talking about all year. He hasn't been great. Coming off a nice week, 7 for 7 for like 70 or whatever. Dawson Knox is the play this week at tight end.
No, zero issues. It's going to be popular. He should be. You mentioned the New England tight ends are also going to be in consideration.
I think they have to be. And I don't think they'll be popular at all.
No, you have to score, but we know that with most of these guys, and that's fine. If you have the money, paying up for Hawkinson, obviously on board. I don't know if you can go lower though, or you even should entertain going lower than Jonnu.
That's the issue. I mean, Lawrence Cager is back on the practice squad, but they probably bring him up. I'm only mentioning that because if Bellinger's not back, Cager played 74% of snaps. It wasn't Myrick. It wasn't Tanner Hudson last week. So he was out there for 74% of snaps. I got to just throw everything at 2,700, but yeah, I don't think I want to go lower than Henry or Smith. I think Schultz is fine. Hawkinson had 9 targets again. He had a bad week. He had a couple could have been touchdowns that he dropped. It kept going back to him. Tough spot though. He's not getting a ton of separation. Like a lot of these are just short passes. For me, it is Knox and Schultz probably my 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think we mirror that. Chat mentioned Brock Wright. That's fair. If you want to take a dart throw, I'm not going to look to get to him though. You're not saving a ton. You can find like $600 to play Dawson Knox, a real player, a player who doesn't need to score a touchdown. Yeah,
Any defenses, cheap defenses? Like, are you going to have any Lions defense on a 3-game slate at 2,100? Let's say you really need that extra salary.
Yeah, I think there's nothing you could do on defense. I think that would be bad.
I agree.
I think the worst defense would be the Giants.
Sure.
Because I think there's nothing worse with the defense. There's a chance that they don't have an opportunity because if the Cowboys defense does well, you can't, if they get the ball at the 7-yard line because Daniel Jones fumbled, like that puts tremendous pressure on your own defense. And I just worry that there's not a lot of opportunities for turnovers. I'd rather play the Lions defense than the Giants defense.
I got you. Josh Gillum said, Patriots love to shut down the other team's number one. Jefferson could be doubled all game. TJ should eat. It's definitely possible. But I think, Thielen's even cheaper than Hawkinson. So
Dalvin Cook.
It could be Cook too. All right. I want to close the show out on this note. Okay. Remember, and by the way, appreciate you guys hanging with us. We love doing this show. We love having you guys with us every Tuesday. So the other week you had talked about Jeopardy and don't try and memory hole me. Don't try and 1984 me here. The people and I remember.
This doesn't ring a bell, but go on.
Oh yeah. I didn't even say it yet. You talk about Jeopardy and then playing it on a treadmill and there being a bed of lava behind them. So I was actually watching something called Earthstorm where they, don't roll your eyes, sick. The first episode was tornadoes. There were earthquakes, hurricanes, and there were 4 episodes. One episode, Ben, was volcanoes. So I did my due diligence, took it upon myself to look up what would happen if you fell into a volcano.
Oh, right in it?
Now, you'd actually be dead before you even hit it because of all the toxic gases, right?
Yeah.
But interestingly, you would not fall into the lava. You would lay on top of it as it burns your flesh down to the bone because lava is actually not really that liquid. It's kind of like what's
magma.
The word I'm looking for? What?
Magma.
Yes, you just would lay on top of it. It would be like hitting concrete that's 1,000 degrees.
So you know what I always wonder about this? Because this is an important point. I'm glad you brought this up. If you touch lava or magma or something, do you die or do you just lose that part of your body instantly?
Well, if you were to touch it,
yeah, like there's a pond isn't the right word, but like there's a thing of lava.
Stuck your hand in there?
Yeah, like would you just die or would your hand just incinerate?
Well, you would definitely go into shock. I know that.
Yeah, I guess that would hurt.
That's what I'm saying though. It actually takes longer to burn through you than because you couldn't just sticking your hand in there wouldn't be easy is what I'm trying to say. I always thought you could just kind of dunk something in there. That's not the case.
Like soup?
But it's a lot. It's not really liquid. Like it is technically because it flows, but it's not. There's a word that I'm looking for here. Somebody will know what I'm talking about.
I don't think they will because nobody knows. Honestly, I don't know. What do you mean? It's
like if you hit it, you wouldn't just fall into it like you would water, or anything.
So you're saying you could just walk across lava?
Yes, but you would. I mean, it would kill you, but yes. Yeah, like it has the consistency.
Yeah, what?
Thicker than quicksand.
Mud?
No, more than that. Look it up.
What do you want me to look up?
Viscous. Thank you, King Zorro.
Hold on. These people, and then of course they have a badge, like from the clouds. Viscous? Wait, isn't it the word vicious? I think you made up a word.
No, like viscosity, right?
I think you said. See, this is a problem. I am pretty good with math. I can't read or spell for shit.
Look, having a thick, sticky consistency between solid and liquid. We're talking about lava here, folks. Don't go in the wrong direction.
I like Larry's syrup. That's more my speed.
No, not syrup. Dude,
I know, but that's more.
Just YouTube. What would happen if you fell into a volcano? I watched like 4 different of these videos.
But how the hell are you going to get?
You would actually be on fire before you hit the surface. you'd be completely unconscious. Your lungs would be fried, completely charred because of all the noxious gases. You'd be done before you even hit.
Yeah, but
You
when a
can't
volcano
stand over the rim of if you stood over the rim of a volcano, you would die.
I did. First of all, did I ever say that you wouldn't die?
No, I'm just telling you. I think it's interesting.
Okay, but a volcano, there's real volcanoes out there, if it explodes, it like shoots that stuff all over the place, right? Like no one falls into volcanoes.
But I wanted to know what would happen if you did.
Yeah, I didn't have that same thought.
No?
I'm more worried about like what happens if lava starts flying through the air.
You're toast. The gases.
What's hotter, lava or the sun? Yeah, the sun is in a whole different category. The sun is like crazy hot.
The sun can burn you from millions and millions of miles
You can't even get near the sun.
No, you can literally go outside for a few extra. You go outside in the desert, you're burning a few minutes. You would be. I would be.
Yeah, I mean, I got the light for this show. It's pretty hot in here. I'm not messing around with the sun, but
anyway, I think we should. I just thought you'd.
Yeah. See, this is
interesting.
Mark Curry. If you stood over the rim of a volcano, you're an idiot. That really sums up.
Obviously, I don't plan on walking and jumping into a volcano anytime soon to see if I can survive. I just wanted to know how it would happen.
Bill Nye would love this convo. Bumped into Bill Nye in Chicago when I was getting a hot dog. He was kind of a jackass.
Dude, that fraud is as much a scientist as you and I are.
I mean, I'm a scientist.
I bet he is an asshole, to be completely honest.
I majored in chemistry in college.
Yeah?
No. I didn't take science after high school. I'm not a big science guy.
I thought you went for finance.
Yeah, I did. But chemical finance. So
all right.
You know how it is.
Ben at JazzRaz DFS. I'm at Lafayette_D. We'll be back tomorrow. Ben and I'll be back Thursday morning. So hopefully you guys come hang out tomorrow and Thursday heading into Thanksgiving. If not, have a great holiday.
Yes.
Stay safe and check out all the stuff we got for betting these NFL games over on the Odd Shopper channel as well. Anything else before we go?
No, just everyone. I'm sure a lot of you will be there, but if you're traveling, if you're doing something else, just have a great time. It's a great time of the year. We hope everyone's healthy. Everyone's doing good. No matter what your plans are, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you guys soon.
Later, boys and girls. And girls.